Hi everyone, Nick Skillicorn from Improvides here. We've got a very special interview for you today. It's Gijs van Wulfen, author of The Innovation Expedition and developer of the fourth innovation methodology and a LinkedIn influencer on the topic of innovation. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Nick. I'm glad you have come here all the way to the Netherlands in my brainstorm office. Thank you very much.
Well, I've heard so much about the Dutch innovation sort of mentality, and there's so many thought leaders here, so I couldn't resist coming and interviewing some of them.
Great.
So for those of you who haven't seen Gijs's work on LinkedIn before, why don't you just give us a quick background as to what the fourth methodology is and why you actually need a methodology to innovate at all?
Okay. Well, normally, why you need a methodology is normally they call it the fuzzy front end. So where do those big ideas come from? That's a big question. And most of the cases, there either is no big idea, or there is no internal support, or it won't be feasible, or there is your customer is not waiting for it. So why don't you? And to get that all accomplished, I made a methodology out of frustration, actually, my own frustration of working years, and I thought, I must crack this nut, and I did in the form of a 15-week expedition. It's called FORTH. Those are the first letters of each stage: full steam ahead, observe and learn, raise ideas, test ideas, homecoming. It's an expedition across 5 islands. Full steam ahead, you start with what's our innovation assignment. And normally you would go brainstorming, but when do you get new ideas? Only when you got new inspiration and new insights. So if you take off your blindness, you do that in observe and learn. Then the inspiration is so high, those ideas, they are hatching there, they have to come out here and raise ideas, and you raise a lot of ideas. You get outside the box and you choose the best ones. Normally creativity stops there.
Yeah.
But the problem is here you are outside the box with your team, but the rest of the company is as conservative as ever. Now how do you convince them? You convince them not with an idea but with a business case. So you have to put, here you're outside the box, you have to put your revolutionary inside the box again, otherwise nothing happens. So you use the voice of your customer to get support for it and test ideas. So you test 10 to 15 ideas and you choose the ones which the customers like best. And then with their feedback you improve it and you come back here with what we call a mini new business case. Kind of entrepreneurial plan in 7 slides for your idea to convince top management.
Now, we were speaking earlier about what sort of led to the development of this, and you've been working for more than 10 years in innovation and developing new ideas. And you mentioned just now that it came out of frustration of how things were previously done. What exactly are the sort of frustrations that you experienced and that a lot of the other people trying innovation are probably experiencing as well?
Well, the biggest one is that your boss or your board will say, we must innovate. Now, come back with great ideas. The question was asked to me. And then I came back with great ideas and said, but this is way too revolutionary.
Yeah.
I said, why haven't you said that the first time? Or I came back with something really nice and I'd say, yes, guys, but it has to be produced on production line number 3 because it's for 50% unemployed. And I thought, why haven't you said so in the first place? Well, they haven't said it because they haven't thought about it.
Yeah.
So there was my frustration, is that we have to help top management with, what do you expect? If we know what they expect, not from the content side, but from all the conditions side. So we have to make their expectations explicit, so we know what they mean, so we can provide our company or organization with good solutions. That's why the phase full steam ahead, we're making an innovation assignment. Where do you like me to go? You like me to go to the moon, to Mount Everest, or to the South Pole? And once you've chosen, you would choose another theme, another tools to go there. So that's why full steam ahead is really important, and that's to overcome the frustration.
And this is one that most companies will actually skip off. And especially the sort of people who are setting the challenge to you after they've set the challenge, the senior management, usually they'll expect to see you in a couple of months and have the answer.
Yeah, so that's why you don't, well, if they say, okay, you do it, Nick, and lots of luck, right? And you'll come back in 2 months.
Yeah.
Am I committed then? No, I'm not committed. If he comes back, it's easy for me to say, well, Nick, I'm a bit disappointed. It's not what I expected, not up to my standards. Now, you have to take your board or your managers on your journey. Why? If they say, I'm not going to come on your journey, you can ask, why not? Well, it costs too much time. Too much time? Your company hasn't innovated for 10 years and suddenly it costs too much time and they won't want to spend a couple of days to join the process.
Well, good luck to those sorts of companies.
Yeah, but that means that there's no urgency, right?
Yeah.
They say because it's a buzzword, we need to innovate, so go out there. But innovation means risk.
Yeah.
And when do you take risks? We only take risks when we have to, right? So pick your right moments there. Now, there are 2 sweet spots for innovation. The first one, the sweet spot, is when sales are still good and your business of your product group or your division or your company is going like this. But when your market growth has stopped a bit, when your market share growth stopped a bit, and you're expected to grow like this, here's a question mark. How do we grow in the future in 2 years? So that's a sweet spot for innovation. The good news is there is lots of money available because it's going well with the company. The bad news is there is no urgency on the work floor because it's still busy. Then, oh my God, there goes our market. Oh shit, oh there goes our growth. Wow, oh, we have to cut costs. So, they cut costs. They make the coffee in the canteen 25 cents more expensive. They lay off some of your colleagues. And then you're in the downturn. Here's the next sweet spot for innovation. We have to do something different, So with less people doing the same, it won't bring us extra revenues. The good news here is there is urgency, right? The bad news is the money is gone. So we have to be very clever there. So there are 2 sweet spots, and only on those sweet spots you have the support of your management. Now, as innovator, the best competence you have is patience to wait until you're at one of those 2 sweet spots.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you innovate, you come back with ideas. But if I can make my money easily with another line extension or something, why should I innovate, do something risky? I won't in the end. So you must wait until the urgency is there, then get the top people on board. Why? Because as people, we don't, I've said once, managers are like dogs, they bark against new things.
Yeah. I
got 2 dogs at home. One I trained at puppy training at the station. I walked at the station and the train passed by. I said, it's okay. With the second dog, we forgot it. Now, when we walk along the station and the train passes by, he really barks and gets totally wild. Because it's a new thing to him. He hasn't used to it.
Yeah.
Now, if we don't know it as person, we say, whoa, So when you take somebody along, your manager or your director, on a journey, which the second phase is observe and learn, where you get off your blinders, then your managers get your new insights themselves. They are part of the brainstorm. They see the results of what customer thought of it. They are connected to as godfather of one business case. And then when they see the end result, they got the insights, got used to the ideas, got enthusiastic by good customer support here, and they believe the business case, and then they will say yes, because it became part of them.
I mean, this is something that, for those people who read a lot of your blogs, and they're very popular on LinkedIn, you're one of the most popular innovation writers, you get a lot of comments, and some people obviously agree perfectly with your methodology, but a lot of people seem to be disagreeing with the idea that you need to time your periods of innovation. Some people think that innovation needs to happen all the time with everyone involved, and you seem to disagree with that. Why is that? That
depends, first of all, what is innovation? So I believe in continuous improvement. that's doing things better and better and better. But innovation is other things. When will you do other things? You will only do other things when the present doesn't work anymore. Now, the present day, you're in your comfort zone, you're in your present markets, with your present customers, with your present business models, you know how this works. If I can earn my money easily, why should I go to difficult things? 6 out of 7 innovations fail before they even get to the market.
Yeah.
So, I read once an article about Dr. Norbert Reithofer. He is the Vorstandsvorsitzende, the CEO of BMW Group, the car producer in Germany. And they asked, Mr. Reithofer, why did BMW say yes to something like electrical cars? You spent 500 millions of euros on those projects, the i3 and the i8. And he said in a moment of honesty, because doing nothing was a bigger risk.
Yeah.
Now that's the moment you do other things. If you have a failure chance of 6 out of 7, well, will you innovate? Only when doing nothing is a bigger risk.
So does this mean that, yes, you should continually always try and improve what you're offering?
Exactly.
Always add more value to the customer.
Sure.
But are you suggesting that it's not always the best idea to have everyone in the company always thinking, what's the next big idea? Because it might stop them actually putting the time and effort behind developing those ideas.
It is. I think everybody should focus on delivering value today. And you should pick the right moment and be prepared to also with the people, in the line business themselves to come up with new ideas. But choose there the right moment. Because if I'm very busy and they say, okay guys, we're looking for new ideas, and you give your ideas and nothing happens, you only do it once.
Everyone gets pissed off.
Everyone gets pissed off. Oh yeah, there's another idea concept. Sure.
Yeah.
That's because nothing happens. So, to me, yes, you should improve all the time. Great to do lean, great to do operational excellence. But once all those options are gone, in time, you must say, now we have to take a left turn or a right turn. Now we have to do real other things. That's innovation. And then you should prioritize it with support of the board and do it in a line connected to the workers who will actually have to implement it in practice.
So one thing that a lot of people ask you, and one thing that you write about a lot, is how you get senior people to actually listen to ideas. So quite often, if they're involved from the beginning, then they're much more likely to be sort of engendered to the idea and be more willing to listen to it. But that's not always possible. So what happens if someone in a business has an idea but hasn't necessarily gone through the methodology as it's described here? How can you get someone to listen to your ideas?
By waiting. You get your idea now. Great idea. But if I, as your manager, am not ready for it, you say, oh Gijs, I got this great idea. I said, okay. Does it match my priorities right now, my targets? No. Great idea. We certainly will do something with it. Nick, thanks. And nothing happens. If you got a great idea, you wait until I have opened for new ideas. If I'm closed here, don't, and you are so enthusiastic, oh, you must tell it because you think it's a great idea. Well, write it down, write a little plan on it, put it in your drawer or in your bag. And later in a management team meeting, when you were there, after a year, everybody says, oh yeah, we really should do something because how can we get additional value? And then you get your idea out of your bag. I got an idea here. It's like planting seeds in a garden.
Okay.
You don't plant a seed in a garden in winter. You don't plant a seed in a garden in summer, it's too hot. You plant a seed in a garden in spring or in autumn.
So Gijs, one thing that you're quite well known for on LinkedIn is giving people views on how you can get people, especially your managers, to listen to the ideas that you come up with. What's your view on that?
I've written one blog which is called Managers Don't Buy Innovation from a Clown. So if you've got a great idea, and you're really excited and you're really outside the box, that's great for you, but what does your manager want? He just wants to grow the business. That's what he wants. He doesn't want to run any risks also. It's difficult, that's tension in innovation. So you have to reduce the uncertainties for him or for her. Now, how do you do it? You do it by not presenting an idea, but presenting a business case.
Are you talking like a full 20-page, super detailed business case?
No, I call it a mini new business case. So it's a business case for a new thing, and I call it mini, just to lower the expectations and to get a more realistic view on it. So they're all guesstimates. But you come back with, okay, here I got this idea, and we've talked to customers about it. This is the market size. It can get us in different scenarios between 5 million to 50 million revenues in 1 or 2 years. And the profit margin in this market is this percentage. And yes, we think it's feasible because we can use our own technology and match it with partners A, B, and C to get a good delivered product. So this is how you reduce the uncertainty, by not coming back with, revolutionary ideas, but just by bringing back business which fits into the present scope of the company.
So even if it is a revolutionary idea, it's in a format that the manager will actually be more receptive to.
Yes. So you must think innovative, but present conservative.
Okay.
That's the mindset. Yeah.
So
even sometimes a Prezi is too innovative.
yeah.
Because whoa, just do PowerPoint, no tricks, no. First present the business, and then it's okay. It's good if you have a customer experience, a customer journey next to it. That's nice, or a movie next to it. But don't do all the blah 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 big bullshit bingo buzzword thing. Present also the hard figures or the guesstimates, because that's in the end what it's all about.
Yeah, and a lot of the full-scale business cases, they're just going to be filled with guesses anyway.
Yes, they're filled. So the point is to make a business case in a few pages, get the essentials out there. So forget all the blah blah blah. Right? It's this is the customer problem. This is our concept. This is why customers will change their behavior. Yes, we can make it. This is what it will bring us, and this is how we will proceed after you say yes, and how we will develop it. Those are essentially the questions. So try to bring it in normal language, which everybody understands, with all the smoke curtain, those nice words.
Perfect. So you've got your mini business case, and you just throw it on the desk of your manager.
No, you don't throw it on the desk on your manager. No.
So are you telling me that there's a time and a place?
Yes. Because if I'm your manager and I got easier ways to grow, I will say no to your idea. So you have to pick your right moment. So if you've got your great idea, if you've got even your business case, you got to be patient. Presenting ideas is like being a hunter. Do you hunt, Nick?
I don't know.
No. A hunter told me once, if I may tell you the story, a hunter told me once that the biggest asset of a hunter is, of course, he must know how to shoot, this is patience.
Yeah.
Because you have only one shot at an animal. Once you miss the animal won't stand still, say, okay, take a next shot. He's gone.
Yeah.
Now you only got one chance to present your innovative idea for the first time. So make sure, that's at the right moment. So if you got a wonderful seed, you don't plant it in winter, it's too cold, or summer, that's too hot. Be sure to plant your valuable seed in spring. So if you get your seed in summer, wait until spring. Because that's the moment when the ground is really ripe and really they're going to grow into a little tree.
But what if I know my idea is amazing and like I know it's the best idea that anyone's ever heard of? Why is it that sometimes people sort of don't share my opinion?
Well, Nick, I know you don't have any children yet.
No.
Perhaps you have children. And my question to you would be, do you like your children?
I guess so, yeah.
Not always, perhaps, but do you love your children?
I'd say most people would say yes.
Yes. Do you have neighbors with children?
Yes.
Do you like the children of your neighbors?
They're okay.
They're okay. Do you love them?
No.
No. And the only difference between your child and the child of the neighbors is that your child is yours and the child of the neighbors is theirs. It's the only difference. It's the same with ideas. Your ideas is yours and the idea of someone else is an idea of someone else. That's why you like theirs, but you love yours.
So how do you get within a company people sort of actually working on ideas that aren't their own?
Well, they won't. So that's why I like to start ideation. I like to start innovation already with a team.
Right.
That's if you connect everybody who is downstream the stage gate process in R&D or in production or in sales, you get them up front with the same challenge. And they are in your ideation team and they do the 15-week journey here. And all the 5 business cases are theirs. It are our children.
So as the whole company then feels it's theirs?
You know, there's a saying, I think it's in Italy, that it takes a village to raise a child.
Yeah.
It's the same with an idea. It takes a village to raise an idea. So if you connect them to the beginning and you ideate with a group, you spend more effort on the front end, yes, but it will pay back at the back end where you go much quicker with much more support through your innovation stage gate process.
So that's been really interesting. I know a lot of people know you from LinkedIn, but is there anywhere else that people can find out more about using this or?
Yeah, sure. So there is a website. It's called www.innovation.com. So it's a site dedicated to the methodology. You can download the maps, also of the islands, and you can download 20 checklists. 5 of each island, 4 of each island, and
how much is that?
That's for free. So I hope you will use it, and you will reach out to me if you got a problem somewhere. I'll be glad to help you.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. My pleasure.